Hey y'all, it's Christy Cook from Teadoddles. Welcome to a somewhat regularly scheduled video instead of Vlogmas. I would like to say welcome to new subscribers and welcome back subscribers. I'm happy to have you here with me and my maker shenanigans. I do like to do the sewing things, the yarny things, the DIY things, so I consider this a maker podcast type thing. And yes, you can call it a podcast even if it has video involved. I did some research on that. It's a video podcast. That's what it'll be called. Or you can call it, some people will call it vlog still, even though a vlog is a video version of a blog, which is something you type up. And a lot of people used to use blogs just as a kind of online journal, but they've evolved much beyond that for most people. So yeah, that's more information than you needed to know right off the bat, probably. But I'm not starting over. This is my third time doing this. I haven't done a regular video in a very long time because I was doing all the vlogging, Vlogmas and everything. So yeah, it's a little weird. But let's see. If you're looking for me on any kind of social media, just look for Teadoddles. That's, if I'm there, that's what you'll find. So Facebook, Instagram, all those things. If I'm on it, it'll be under Teadoddles. So I also have a website and an Etsy shop, which will be linked down below. My website is, I did crafty blogging for about 3 years before I started YouTube, something like that. So yeah, there's a lot of good stuff on there, if I can toot my own horn. So this year I'm looking to integrate the blog and the YouTube channel more. I feel like I neglected my blog a little bit this year. So I was looking at the amount of posts I did compared to 2018, and yeah, I did way more posts in 2018. Of course, I used to do 3 posts a week, at least. And I had to cut it down to 1 post a week because of all the other things I do. So that's part of the reason. But I still feel like I need to bring them together more, which is the ultimate goal. So today, on Thursdays, I typically do reviews. If I get some type of product in the mail, a lot of times I'll talk about it and go over it. I've done Lion Brand yarn reviews in the past. I did actually order some more Lion Brand yarn to try out when they had the 40% off in December. That was my last yarny purchase of the year. They had a couple of new things that I'm gonna try out. Now there's some new yarns that I want to try out that are on Joann's, but I'm having some technical issues. Every time I've tried to order, I don't think their PayPal thing works correctly. Usually I have to go get my actual card to do it instead of going through PayPal, and most of the time I don't want to get up and go do it. So it doesn't happen, but eventually I will get to try those yarns because they're only on Joann's. They're not in my store, and they're not on linebrand.com currently, but sometimes they eventually bring them on there when they do that, so we shall see. But I have some that I did do the review last year where I did knit and crochet samples based on the gauge swatch information on the label, and then told y'all what I thought about it. I did manage to make some products with some of those. Some of them I still need to make products with to give my final review. So that's what you'll find on this Thursdays typically. Now this year I am doing the Happy Scrappy Yarn Challenge with Christy of Crochet Creations by Christy, and I will be doing videos for that on Thursday as well, once a month. Okay, and the first one is next Thursday on the 9th. So hang on just a second. Her nose. That's Wani. That's Wani's woo woo. Yeah, my cold. I'm feeling much better. I have been sneezing a lot today. I don't have a spot for my feet. I was been reorganizing and cleaning up stuff. You may notice my shelf back here looks a little different. But I still have things I've got to finish, and it's in my way under here, under my, where I could put my feet at. Anyway, so today I'm going to announce the winner for my Christmas Eve giveaway, and I'm going to talk about the clubs that I'm participating in this year, because I do all the things, as I said before. I have a variety of things, and last year I did, I tried out a yarn club on Etsy every month. Now that was, Etsy doesn't have yarn clubs, but there's some indie dyer yarn shops that have monthly clubs, and so that's what I did. I tried a different one each month. Last year I shared that with y'all so y'all could find some new indie dyers. It also is what led me to find Southern Skeins yarn, which I continue to purchase from and enjoy her yarn club. So yeah, but this is just going to be a list, just going to go over the things I'm participating in this year. This year I'm not doing the yarn clubs on Etsy, but I am doing crafty clubs. I've been looking at some different, like, not just yarn, but other kind of crafty clubs on Etsy. So I'm going to be doing those once a month. So I'll talk about my first one here shortly. So first, let's see who the winner of my Christmas Eve giveaway was. It was for this Mary Maxim kit, which has the plush velvet yarn in it and a pattern. I did put the thing in the random comment picker, and I think I had asked y'all what y'all were doing for Christmas Eve or something like that, of that nature, if you celebrated Christmas or what you were doing that day. But I did put it in there, and the winner is Windy Summer, or Summers. Can't remember if it has S on it. I did not write it down. I did take a picture of the thing, so it should be here. That's what you should be seeing when you watch this. So Windy Summer, or Summers, please email me your mailing address, and I will put this in the mail as soon as possible for you. Now, all other winners for the month of December have been shipped out. So if you have not received your winnings, please contact me and let me know with the email down below. So now, from now on, I typically do about one giveaway a month. I don't have a set date when I do it, just whenever I feel like doing it. You'll just have to watch and see when it happens. I don't announce them. I don't put it in the title. I've actually had a problem the very last giveaway I did, which was I had 2 big boxes of yarn. One person, I picked 2 winners, and one person claimed theirs. I never heard from the second winner. Drawed another winner. Never heard from that winner at all either. So yeah, I had to move on. So please claim your giveaway prizes within a timely manner. I feel a week is appropriate. I usually try to contact people if I can do so by commenting under their comment. Although I'm very behind on comments, Vlogmas put me very behind. I'm gonna need to sit down and just catch up with that one day. Although it's Thursday, and I do go back to school on Monday, but I only have my afternoon class most of next week. I have morning class only on Thursday, because we start back on Thursday at the college, which is strange. So I still have some extra time next week, and then I will be back to my full schedule after that. So, all right. So now that I've announced the winner, let's get into these clubs, shall we? So one of the first things that I signed up for again this year, I have participated in this in the past, And actually, I forgot something. Hold on a second again. Okay, so the first thing on my list is the Murder Mystery Quilt Along. This is put on by Whip Stitch. I've done this. I did it in 2017 and 2018. I did not do it last year. I decided to join in again this year. It does cost $9 a month. It's just for the participation, and you get a chapter from a murder mystery that was written specifically for the challenge to read each month. You get clues, is what they call them, but it's you cut out and make a quilt block basically each month, and then at the end you get to put it together and see how it pertains to the book, and you get a chance to guess who you think is the culprit in the murder mystery for a prize. So you get a chance to guess who you think it is. And they have a personal Facebook group you can go in and talk to. They've divided it into, because they have so many people participating, I suppose, you get put into little subgroups. So it's smaller in the Facebook groups, and that's like so many people. And you can just share like your fabric picks, because they have sent out the fabric colors and how much you would need of each color. So yeah, I thought I would show you. This is the first year. Now, this is a very scrappy quilt because I was just using whatever I had on hand in 2017. Did not have quite as much fabric as I have now, amazingly enough. But this is just the quilt top. I have not quilted this at all, but it was basically, let's see, I know this portion here was like a parking lot, and then you can see there's a path that kind of meanders along, and there's a building, because this was set at some kind of campgroundy thing in the mountains or something. So there's the buildings where they were at, and paths, and like that's a pile of logs or something. It all had to do with the story, things that happened in the story. So I feel like I got fuzz on my face now. So it's fun to see how it all comes together. Now those curved pieces you saw were applique. They were not sewn in. I have sewn in curved pieces in quilts before, but for the most part, this is a fairly basic quilt blocks. There's nothing too complex usually. So yeah, that's fun. And so now here is the 2018 the 2018 one that's still in the box. I'm not quite sure if I'm gonna finish it. I have some things. This one was a little bit more interesting blocks. You can see I've done some. Now this did have curved piecing in it, so it was I really like that though. It had a weird color palette. Again, I was just kind of working from stuff I had. Didn't have quite as much to choose from as I do now. I have more fabric, quilt and cotton fabric, than I did then, mostly because of the bags that I sew. This one was worked from the center out. So this was the centerpiece, which I might just turn this into a pillow and use those blocks for something else, because I doubt that I go back and fix this. But yeah, so this was the centerpiece of it. I don't even know if I finished reading the story, but it's quite fun if you participate. So I thought I'd tell you all about it. I plan on doing something with these blocks and stuff. That's something I've got to go through my lists and stuff, which I'll be doing this evening, starting this evening. Sit down with me a snack or something, and perhaps a late evening cup of coffee. I don't know yet. And get to working on my lists and my books and all that stuff. So Secondly is Cotton Cuts, which this one actually started at the end of last year, but it's going to continue into this year. And they did just start another one. There are still some spots available. It's their spring 2020 one. I didn't sign up for it because it would cross over with this one. And I didn't want to have both of them going at the same time. But I didn't show you the last one. And the way Cotton Cuts works is you get all the fabric for the blocks already pre-cut. They even cut the corners off of your triangles so you have no dog ears when you make those HSTs, or half square triangles, if you don't know what that means. But you always get this. It has very good instructions. It even tells you which way to press the fabric. It's quite enjoyable to just lay everything out and sew it together and not have to cut it. You also get a pattern every month. This month we got this, which I think is really cool looking. You have one on the back to color in. You can enter that on social media to win 2 yards of fabric, to be entered to win 2 yards of fabric. So this one is, you can do a smaller version, which is $17.50 a month, and these prices do include shipping. And that's for a 48 by 60 inch quilt. It runs for 10 months. Like I said, shipping is included. Or you can do the 72 by 72, which is $25 a month. I'm doing the 72 by 72 for this one. Now, you get all the fabric to make the top, and then you get binding fabric. I don't think you get backing fabric at all, and the batting, so which is typical with most quilt kits that you buy, just so you know, if you didn't know. A quilt kit typically has everything you need for the front and binding, but not the batting or the backing fabric. So but that is Cotton Cuts. I almost joined in their thread one for this year, but I decided to do something else, so I didn't do that one. But they have a lot of other clubs that you can join in, so you could just go check out Cotton Cuts. If you don't want to do the quilt thing, they have a modern maker club, and then they have like one that's got fat quarters and some thread, and then they have mini versions of both of those. They have batik one, and then they have the RFL thread one. So they have a bunch of different clubs to choose from. I have really enjoyed using this. So, and if you decide to go join in, if you put my name in there, and I'll have this information down in the description box so you can spell it right. You know, Christy is spelled a bunch of different ways. You're supposed to get some kind of extra, and I'll get extra. I don't know. I did get a cookie in my last one, and I know somebody used my name, so I'm hoping that's not the extra that I got was a cookie, because that's kind of lame. But I thought it was just there because it was for December. This one's technically for January. I actually realized I have 3 that haven't sewn together. I need to get on the ball. Anywho, moving right along. So now, Knit Crate. I started that a couple months ago. I have 2 months so far. And I'm going to continue that for this year. I really enjoyed the yarns. I know everybody knows what Knit Crate is. It's $24.99 a month, and that includes shipping in the United States. I will put a code down below. You can try it for $5 your first month. If you haven't tried it, I think everybody in the yarn universe has tried it but me at that time. So, anywho, I will be continuing with that. I will also be continuing with a Southern Skeins sock club this year. Her price has went to $25 a month, but that includes shipping, number 1, in the United States. Plus, this is December's. I've shown it before, but I'm gonna show it again. You get a full hank and a mini skein each month. Number 1. This is 75/25 superwash merino nylon, 100 grams, and then the mini skein is 20 grams. Okay, so you always get this. She is doing patterns as much as she possibly can. And sometimes they're knit, sometimes they're crochet. I do think the knit ones have been slightly more, but that depends on the designer she can get. She's actually asked me to design one for this year. I've got to look into it and see if my time will permit. I feel like I'm out of focus. So I may be doing that, and it will be a crochet pattern. So I don't know when that's going to happen or if it's going to happen, but that's up in the air currently. We got this Rocking Around the Christmas Tree sock pattern. And you always get a fun stitch marker, which was a Christmas light. It had this Christmas light tied to the outside this time too, which was neat. And we usually get a fun tea. And usually there's an extra in there. And this month, December was a large extra. It was this fun bag, which I really like. I actually have this in here. I do intend to attempt to make those socks. I had said I would try to do it, cast them on Christmas Eve, but that didn't happen. So, you know. Best intentions and all. So, yeah, that's what you get with her yarn club, which I think is pretty awesome. So, like I said, that's $25 a month. She does go through Cratejoy. I think she still goes through Cratejoy, or you can do it on Etsy. I think if you go through Cratejoy, there's a coupon code or something. I don't know. I'll have the information down below. She does have a YouTube channel as well, y'all. Southern Skeins. She puts up some things, openings, and sometimes she puts stuff about the yarn she's dyeing and things like that. So, y'all go check that out. The next one is new to me. It was recommended by a viewer. Lolo Did It. I did show y'all that the other day. It is the Quotable Dumbledore Club. I'm going to show you again because it's worth showing again. So, and if I stay a member of this at the end of this year, I get an extra something. So, yeah, I picked the BFL Tweed base because I love a tweedy yarn, and I was not disappointed in this yarn. It is gorgeous. This is, like I said, I got the BFL Tweed, which is superwash blue-faced Leicester wool, and 15% Donegal nep. 100 grams, fingering weight. Now, this one is $26 a month plus shipping, which is pretty typical for most hand-dyed yarn clubs that I've participated in this year. They were between $20 and $30, and sometimes all you got was yarn, which I really like this. It's really pretty. That's why the Southern Skeins Club is so awesome, because it's hand-dyed yarn and you get so much more than you do with most of the other ones. So I don't know how she does that, but I love it. But this is a gorgeous yarn, and I do love this yarn, and I do intend to keep this for the rest of the year. So she has some other clubs as well, if you don't like the Dumbledore thing. So, plus she has all kinds of other yarn. Next, okay, so I talked about Etsy and how I'm going to try a different Crafty club. They have all kinds of clubs on Etsy. They have everything from soap clubs to sock of the month clubs to coffee clubs, kettle corn clubs. They have all kinds of clubs on Etsy. Different shops, depending on what they sell, a lot of them have a little club. But I specifically was looking for crafty type clubs, which can be hard to find on Etsy. You kind of have to say subscription box instead of club, because when you say club, things come up like golf clubs and yacht clubs. You know, weird things like that come up. So, but I intend to try the ones that are specifically have some sort of craft supply in them. So my first one I picked for January is from Denali Kate. She is out of Alaska, and she had these super cute little embroidery kits for each month of the year. They're all available for every month of the year. I got the January one because it had narwhals on it. It was $15 plus shipping, and shipping was $4.81 for me. Of course, that's on the other end of the country, so it may be less if you're closer to Alaska. But you get a little hoop, the fabric, and thread, and the pattern to do the pattern. And I think you get a calendar for the month, like just a little printed calendar. And you can order just the pattern for $5, like the PDF. So Denali Kate. And I will have, like I said, all the information down below. So that's the one I'm trying out for January. Next on my list is Seam Work Magazine. Now, this is a magazine for people who sew clothing. I do sew clothing. I've been a member of Seam Work Magazine for quite some time. It is a digital magazine. It's $9 a month. They have annual plans as well that save you more money. And I always mean to do that, and I never, like, okay, let's go ahead and do it, the annual plan. And I forget about it all the time. So I'm going to put my little link down below, which will give you $3 off your first month subscription if you decide to subscribe. Now, the thing about Seam Work Magazine is it's connected to Colette Patterns. There's also Seam Work Patterns, which come in the magazine. Each month in the magazine, you get patterns to try out. Well, this is how it works. They show you patterns. They show you different things about it. They have different articles about sewing and sewing related things. And then you get credits. You get, I get 2 credits a month, I think. And you can swap the credits for patterns, whether they're Seam Work patterns, the patterns that came in the magazine that month, or Colette patterns. So I don't always like the pattern that came with the magazine. Sometimes I do. This month it was jogging pants and sweatshirt pattern, and then they had a hack that you can only get if you're a magazine subscriber for making a zippered hoodie. And I was excited to see that because I actually was planning on making some of those things because I have some sweatshirt fleece over here to use. So if you enjoy sewing clothing, that might be a magazine you enjoy. Okay, the next ones on my list are not Crafty related, but I do enjoy using them, so I thought I would share them. The first one is Grove Collaborative. You've probably heard of it. It is for natural-based cleaning supplies and beauty products now. They have a line called Roven that they just brought out, which is makeup. And they also have personal hygiene type supplies. So I've been using them for several years, and I super enjoy them. If you can purchase from them without being a VIP, but if you're a VIP, you get more perks. VIP is $19.99 for the year. I assume that's the same for everybody. I seem to remember them changing the price of that, maybe, and I was kind of grandfathered in or grandmothered in or whatever you want to call it, but I don't remember, so don't quote me on that. That's what I pay for the year. It's either $19.99 or it may be $39.99 a year, but that's for the whole year, and you always get free shipping when you ship, and you get 4 to 5 free full-size gifts each year, and they're always nice things. Let's see, and with my link down below, if you sign up and with your first order, you can get like a 5-piece gift set for free. I think it's Mrs. Myers or something like that, which I love Mrs. Myers. Yeah, and all of that stuff is heavy, so free shipping is pretty nice. And it will automatically populate what you bought the month before to the next month, but you can change it. You can not do it for the month. You're not committed to a monthly thing. You can adjust all of that very easily. So, the next 2 are for my dogs. Chewy is something I've done for quite a little bit now. I love Chewy. That's where I get all my dog food from, because being that I live in a smaller town, I can't always get the dog food that I prefer for my dogs. So I can have it shipped to my house, and it usually saves me a bit of money. So, and I think if you go, there's no kind of share link with them, but I think if you order your first box, you usually get some kind of big discount on it. So, and BarkBox, I just started in December, so I've only gotten one box from them. And the code I have down below, or the link I have down below, will give you your first box for $5. It's $20, or is it $25? Because I got the one with the extra toy in it. So, and I committed to 6 months, so it would be a cheaper price. I didn't have to pay for all 6 months at once. You'd still pay monthly. You're just committed to paying for 6 months. So, my dog quite enjoyed his BarkBox. I got it for my little dog who loves to play. He has demolished all the toys in there. He has demolished all the toys he got in his stocking for Christmas as well. There's a pile of them over there by his bed in here. So, yeah. He is quite the destructor of toys. It had a lot of treats in there. He enjoyed it very much. So, I'm sure he'll be excited when he sees the next one. So, I do recommend that. So, 2 that I'm not going to be participating in this year, only because they are not doing anything again this year. Oh, I'm very sad to see them go. Tilla Lily's Fat Quarter Club is no more. I had planned on signing up for that this year, but she's not doing it this year. So she does also have a store, Tilla Lily, that sells quilting things. So you may want to check that out. Another one that I'm sad to see go is Sightbox. I talked about them before. That's where I ordered my contacts through. They would call and set up your appointment and take care of all that stuff for you, and you paid a monthly fee. And I loved them, and they closed at the end of the year. So I was sad to see them go. But I did get off the rest of my year supply of contacts for free, so that's pretty awesome. Yeah. So I think that's it. I've talked on for 30 minutes, y'all. This is way longer than I thought it was going to be, but I didn't want to leave out anything. So, yeah. I have been tagged to do the subscribership video by Kim Gal. I hope I said that right. I'm trying to remember what the name of her podcast is, and I'm not going to remember it, am I? Classy Kim's Crochet. I'm pretty sure that's it. Because I always think about, there's several Kims. And actually, I just talked to a Kim on the phone today too, which was a postmaster in Texas because somebody's package is missing. But that is odd. But anyway, I just thought about that. It's like, where's the other Kim from? But that's what it's from. So, yeah, I think that's it for today. I will have all the links down below for all of these things if you would like to go check them out and maybe participate this year. I'll also have links to my Facebook group, which I'm having the Maker Stash down in. I already announced what's going on with that in the group and the blog post. I will also link the Happy Scrappy Yarn Challenge, which is being hosted by Crochet Creations by Christy and myself. The first challenge goes out next Thursday, so keep your peepers open for that. There will be a blog post, there will be a video, and there will be a post in the Facebook group. So just sign up somewhere for that, okay? Yeah, I think that's it. Saturday, I will be doing a regular Teadoddles Talks podcast, and I will be talking about my goals for 2020. Yeah. So, yeah, if you like this video, think about giving it a thumbs up. Think about subscribing. People say that every time at the end, but does it really make a difference? I don't know. But anyway, I'll be happy to have you along with me. And it's going to be a fun year. So I will let y'all go. This is going to take forever and a day to process this video because it's so long. I will see y'all Saturday. Bye.